If it's Sunday, you know it must be Sunday dinner with Chef Joe. Hey everybody, and welcome to, actually it was a really beautiful, sunny but cold winter day here in New England. And so what a perfect day to make soup. So today we're making French onion soup. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, so we started off before the show. I did some prep work because if not, this show would be at least a couple hours long. So I started off with 4 pounds of sweet onions, okay? So this is what 4 pounds of onions looks like, just so you know. So I peeled them all, we cut them up, I put them into a pot with one full stick of butter, okay, 8 tablespoons of butter, put it in there, and I put a lid on it, and I cooked it for about 30 minutes, and then I took the lid off, I let it simmer down for like another hour, and this is what we get when you do that for an hour. So these are caramelized onions. This is what caramelized onions look like. Are you getting a camera, lady? Great. All right. So we're starting from this point on. All right. So we have our caramelized onions, and from that, now I'm going to start adding ingredients to it to build our soup. So here I have 3 tablespoons of flour. 3 tablespoons of flour that we're going to add to it. All right. And really now what we're doing is all that butter, that stick of butter that's in with all those onions, we're really creating an onion roux, if you can think about that. We're creating like an onion roux. So we're just getting this roux going, and that's going to also help to thicken our soup as our soup starts to simmer down. I always like that term, simmer down. It's like, cut them down, simmer down. I think my parents said that to me when I was a kid. Simmer down. All right. Anyway, so we've got that going. Now, we're going to start building our soup. So first we're going to start off, I have here a full shot of sherry that we're going to add to it. Sherry. Okay. Anyways, we got our sherry. And then we're going to add a half a cup of red wine. Any red wine you want. This is one of the many red wines that I told you, empty red wines that half-empty red wines we have laying around our house. So as you can see, we're building this beautiful base right now for our soup. All right, and then we're going to add our beef stock, not our chicken stock. This is beef stock. Now, you can use beef broth if you can't find beef stock. They make some really good beef stocks now in the box that you can buy in a store. The only thing I always suggest is that you buy, if you can, the unsalted. That way you can add the salt as you need it. I always try to buy unsalted. So this is 2 quarts of beef stock that we're now adding to our soup. And now, if you want to keep this completely vegetarian, you could add veggie stock to this instead, veggie broth or stock. It won't give that real richness that the other one, that beef stock does, and won't give you that full, ambiance of an onion soup, but it's still going to be pretty good. All right, from that point on, what we're doing at this point on is we're going to bring this up to a boil, then we're going to bring it down to a simmer, and then we're going to let it go for an hour. And you're like, oh, Joe, this show's like 10 minutes. You're right. So, with the magic of television before the show, we made another one. And so here, ladies and gentlemen, is my onion soup. Now, this is a little hotter, camera lady, so it's a little harder for me to... But what we're going to do now is we're going to build our onion soup into our crock. All right? So, before the show, I was in a real cooking mood today, as you can tell. I made focaccia. This is my signature focaccia bread that I make not as much as I should, according to my family. but I made 2 focaccia bread, so we're using 1 for our soup. So before the show, I took some focaccia bread and I toasted it. You can use any kind of toast you'd like. And then I've got some Gruyere cheese right here, shredded Gruyere cheese. And we're going to add a little cheese to one of our croutons there, our big crostinis that we made. And then we're going to take our soup and we're going to pour that on top of our cheese and our bread. Okay, just like that. Can you get in this, Kimberly? Perfect. Then we're going to take another crostini and we're going to add a lot more cheese to it so that it really gives you a good, because you want this to, just like that. And then we're going to put this in our broiler. I have this under a broiler until it melts. All right? While that's melting, let's do what our favorite segment is, which is, what's Joe drinking? Well, if Joe's going to be having French onion soup, then we need to be drinking a Bordeaux. So this is a Chateau Fauquois du Pré Médoc from the Bordeaux region of France. And I've actually had a chance to sample this before the show. And I have to tell you, it's tasting pretty good. If you've never had a Médoc, it's really pretty much kind of like a cab. But I actually kind of like these better sometimes than a cab. They're smoother. They got a lot more richness to them. So if you're ever looking for, a Bordeaux, anything from the red from a Bordeaux region of France, you're talking some really good quality. All right, let's check and see what's going on. We're still melting here, so we got to give it a minute or two. We're checking on our soup here. Now this soup, like I said, we're going to bring this to a boil. All right, and we're just waiting on this to melt. Come on. Maybe I'll give it a little more cheese. How's that? I don't know about you guys, but I love a lot of cheese. So let's do a little more cheese here. Really give it we're talking. Because if you're going to do this right, let's do it right. All right? And then, camera lady, this is why I wanted to use my blowtorch before the show. Anyways, we're putting that right there to melt. This is what happens when you use live television, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you don't have a broiler, you can use a blowtorch to melt this cheese. Anyways, you guys get the point. You get the point. I'll take pictures of it when it's done. I'll videotape. Actually took some pictures of me building this onion soup before the show, so I'll try to put everything together so that you can see it all. So until next time, I hope you all stay happy, you stay healthy, and you stay safe. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn at Chef Joe Louie. And all of our videos are on YouTube at the Chef Joe Louie channel. So until then, cheers, and I'll see you next week on Sunday Dinner with Chef Joe. Bye.